There we go. All right. So, hey, everybody, what's up? Happy Monday. My name is Jenn Greenberg, and I'm the founder of Fit Family Network. I have been coaching now for 9 years, or well, over 9 years, which is so weird every time I say it out loud. But I absolutely love what we do as coaches. And I think that this business is so much fun and so rewarding. And we sometimes can make it more complicated than it needs to be. So I wanted to do this call tonight and just talk about the very first rank of becoming Emerald, and just talk about like what that means and kind of the basic strategy that you can use to become Emerald pretty quickly. So just to give you a little background, when I became a coach, when I signed up, I knew that I wanted to build the business. Like, I didn't sign up just as a discount coach or anything. Like, I wanted to build this, for income. I didn't know that I was going to turn it into like, a 6-figure business at that time, but I knew that I wanted to like start going through the steps. So my husband was not on board. He thought that it was just like my next latest and greatest idea that I was going to be super into for like 2 weeks, and then it was going to fizzle out, which is typical of me. Like I always have these things like that I get into, and then I buy a bunch of stuff, like a new hobby, like how you go to Hobby Lobby and you buy like all the scrapbooking stuff, but then you never touch it. Those kind of things. So I did that kind of stuff a lot. So my husband just kind of assumed that this was one of those things. And that kind of actually drove me more to get this to actually be something more. But anyways, to become an Emerald coach, you need 2 coaches signed up under you, one on your left leg, one on your right leg, that are both sponsored by you. So my husband could not be one of them at the time because he didn't believe in this, and I didn't want to just sign him up behind his back. So I did have like one of my best friends at the time. She was like totally on board. So I had one coach right away that wanted to sign up with me. So it was just up to me to find that second coach. And that's why I wanted to also tell you a little bit about my journey, because I wasted so much time not being Emerald when I could have been Emerald so much faster. So basically, I knew that you needed 2 coaches to be Emerald, but I did not do what my upline told me. I did not go talk to my family. I did not go and talk to my warm market, people that were in my sphere, like friends, family, coworkers, and things like that. Like I just was waiting. What I was waiting for, I don't know. Hold on, my dogs are going crazy. So quiet. Hey, come here. Okay. It's like the dogs are like regular kids. They'll be quiet all day, and then as soon as I'm on a call, that's when they decide to start being rambunctious. So anyways, I didn't do any of that other advice that I had heard over and over again. And instead, I just was waiting for somebody to just randomly want to become a coach. But the thing is that people don't want to join you unless they know what you're doing. And I was like, so it took me like 3 months to become an Emerald when I already had one coach already. So it took me like 3 additional months to find one more person to want to sign up. And the reason that I'm telling you that is because well, first of all, it doesn't mean that you can't do it. But second of all, I could have done it so much faster if I would have gone and talked to my, to my inner circle. And part of the reason why I didn't do that is because I still was dealing with those inner fears of what are people going to think, and like, what are they gonna, if I go and approach my mom, is she gonna think, you know, that I'm crazy, or that it's silly, or that it's, you know, it's a fraud, or all those things. But what I learned, and what I wish I would have done before, is like, I was letting my mindset be taken over by the negative what ifs. But there's so many positive what ifs that I wish I would have led the conversation in my mind. Because, like, what if I invite my mom? Well, what if I invite my mom and she ends up actually exercising for the first time in 20 years? You know, like, what if I invite my sister? Well, she might think that I'm dumb, but she might actually get on board and become in the healthiest, best shape of her life, like I have. And so, like, once I kind of got over those fears of the bad what ifs and started listening to the good what ifs, it made it so much easier to start reaching out to people. So now that I have worked on mindset so much, and so much of this business is about mindset, so much of your fitness journey and your business journey both come down to mindset. But basically, the strategy that I think is the most effective is, first of all, like, signing up your spouse, having your spouse be on the very top of your business center. Even though I didn't sign mine up right away, I did sign him up early on. So I don't want this call to like get into the nitty gritty of like team cycle bonuses and how other business centers can cycle and all this stuff, because that stuff is really cool and fun, and I love getting into that. But I want this call to focus on what you need to do to get to Emerald. But just as a side note, my husband does not work the business at all. He does the programs, not as excitedly as we may do them, but he kind of, dabbles in them. But he does drink a shake every day. But he makes money every single week and doesn't do a thing. And he has 2 coaches in his business. He used to be a diamond, but a lot of people, kind of fell out. But now he only has 2 coaches in his business center, but he makes money every single week just because of where he's placed in my genealogy, because he's at the very top. So I always suggest now to people, if this is something that you see yourself doing, if you know you're going to build your business, then sign up your spouse. Or if you're not married, your significant other, or, if you are in a long-term relationship or whatever, sign that person up, because it's going to benefit you long-term. And even if, I know that it is an additional, investment, especially if that person may not be ready to start using the products themselves or anything like that. It's awesome to sign up and buy the challenge pack and get like the individual packets and to use those, especially now we have like so many other options. You can get the packets with the performance pack and have the packets of Energize and the packets of Recover or Shakeology, and get like the barista combo or the Neapolitan combo and have those packets on hand. And those are so great. Well, they're great to have on hand for samples, but you can sell them, and they're great to have on hand for traveling and that kind of thing anyways. So I always recommend signing up your spouse. And then on your other legs, for your second coach, I recommend going and talking to your family and your close friends and just getting over that fear of what are they going to think, and just start moving forward in your business with what if they do, what do they have to gain by joining this with you, by even if it's just asking them to be in a challenge group with you. It's an easy way to transition them into, just, especially if there's somebody to just ask them to sign up as a discount coach. There's not anything that they have to do. They don't need to log into their back office. A lot of the people that, a lot of my family members that are signed up, I manage their account for them. My sister, she's been drinking her shakes now for several years, and when she needs to skip a month or change flavors or whatever, she just sends me a text and I log in for her. She doesn't worry about having to do that back office stuff. So that is the way that you can just get your doors open to your business to really start like opening up to the full, not the full, but like the team cycle bonus potential of your business center. And it also opens you up to different leads that you'll qualify for with Beachbody. Let me take a sip of water. I've had this really bad cough and I went to the doctor today. They don't think it's anything that I need to be worried about, but so anyways, when you're thinking about what is holding you back from becoming an Emerald coach, what I really want you to dive into is like, why are you not talking to people? Because what it comes down to, both like in inviting people to challenge groups or the business, what it comes down to is you're not talking to enough people. And when you are talking to people, they have to be excited about what you are excited about. So sometimes you just have to like give yourself like a little pause to figure out what you actually are excited about. And it's like, I don't know, sometimes when you get into like adult land and you get so used to going through the motions of life, like you just get so used to getting up and going to work every day and going through the motions of your job and your commute and just your norm, you kind of stop getting excited about life. You kind of stop like having things that you're looking forward to, especially now, like with COVID, like a lot of us had travel plans that got canceled and different things that maybe we would have done this summer that got canceled. And so there's just things that we're not as excited about as maybe we would have been before. But people want to have something in their life. Like there's a gap, there's like a void in people's world that we can fill. And that's the really exciting thing about this business, is knowing that we have like this really cool platform that can like show up for people in so many ways, like financially, fitness wise, nutrition wise, like all the different tools that we have, giving people a place to belong, community. Sorry about that. I know we've had several people on our team that are always like showing up, trying to get us on live Zoom workouts together and planning different things together. So don't ever like overlook what is possible and what inviting somebody could open their world up to. Like I said with my mom, like she never like used to be somebody that works out, but she ended up doing P90 and size and country heat. And that's so cool. Like otherwise, I don't think she wouldn't have really ever gotten into it. She would do like walks around the neighborhood. So anyways, so that is what I wanted to share with you guys. And just as a call to action, I want you guys to just like make a list of who those people are that you haven't been reaching out to, that you've been avoiding asking because of what they may think. And instead of thinking about what they may think about what they could gain from being a part of this. So I'm going to hop off so I don't have like, because I'm coughing like crazy and I'm getting emotional thinking about my mom. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for hopping on. I have a couple of scripts that I'm also going to post in the group that can help you to who you could possibly be reaching out to. And just remember that it doesn't have to be complicated. I made it complicated for myself and it took me so much longer to get traction in the business, but it doesn't mean that I never did. So anyways, guys, thanks for hopping on and I'll see you guys later.